안녕하세요. Unfortunately, this is the only sentence I know in Korean. So in this section, I probably will use English to show you G Suite security. So as an enterprise, more and more enterprise migrate to G Suite. Security is the key concerns, a key topic when I meet with customers. So today, I'm going to show you what G Suite is doing behind the scene for you on security. Hopefully, after today's section, you will feel even more confidence and then know what happened in the back end. I will also use some demo to show you how you can configure those security. So I believe in today's, there are many sections talking about Google Cloud Platform. So show you how to use GCP services to optimize your infrastructure, to enjoy cloud benefit. For example, the scalability, flexibility, or even the cost down. Or you can find out many sections talking about how to manage your data end-to-end to do the big data analysis. Actually, including ads. If you use Google Ads, you also can bring those data into GCP. In one stop, load that to GCP for you. And you can do online, offline data analysis. Also, if you want to do that, you also can extend that with machine learning to even do the prediction. And next one, also, I think also there's a section talking about how to use Kubernetes, how to design your next generation cloud native application architecture. I think GKE will play a key role there. I think we talk about those things. It's more related to application architecture. But don't forget, we also have teams working on that. So in this section, we are going to focus on another half of the offering we call G Suite. Help you how to between teams, how to co-work together to use a cloud-native collaboration tool. And we call that G Suite. That will be the focus in this section. So before we begin, I think this is probably common to everyone. Should be no surprise. Because there are so many hybrid solutions there. You have to manage on-prem services. You also need to manage the services in cloud. So your IT teams probably very tired of that, doing that. And the 30%, according to a research, 30% of that, because of a lack of internal control, you will have some customer leak or data leak to outside. So this is one example, the patchwork. If you use install the client desktop tool a lot, you probably will feel the pain. Every time when the OS or your desktop version client tool need to be upgraded or apply the new patches, it's a long life cycle. You need to make sure 100% compliance inside your corporation. It's just like painting I don't know if you know San Francisco, there's a Golden Gate Bridge because it's too long. So when you start repainting, when you finish the painting, actually another cycle begins. You need to restart, do another painting there. So this is a painful and a long process. And not just that, we believe it. Actually, we see a lot of example there. 91% phishing attack came from email. And the 66% inside the email, there are some malware and some virus inside your attachment. And if you're an employee or you just accidentally click on that, I think they were causing some problems. And 90% of the problem come from lack of control. So the worst scenario is you will have a customer data leak. It's not good. So as Google, we believe cloud-based, cloud-native solution, cloud-based, should help you to mitigate those problems. How? I think next 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to show you how we protect you from those attacks. We call that G Suite. So I'm going to use 4 different aspects to talk about that. Begin from proactive to protect that, prevent that from happening. Even if it's not happening, we will detect that and do that intelligently. And also help you to meet the compliance and to do that simple. But how? How do we do that? Let's talk about our first part, proactive. Do you know 99.9% of business mail, the spam mail was stopped in Gmail, even not reaching your Gmail inbox? How do we do that? Actually, the secret weapon behind that is machine learning. As I know, almost every G Suite product, we apply machine learning behind. So we can detect that or predict that, find the pattern, and detect that behavior. But if you know machine learning very well, you probably know the scale of the data, the training data is the key for your machine learning model. If you want to have a high accuracy model, you probably need to have the scale of you have a lot of data for you to train that. Give you some example. Inside Google, every minute, actually 10 million spam message detected. And about 700,000 index web pages are scanned from our search services. And 7,000 deceitful URL, the phishing URL, are detected. Also, the phishing site, there are 3. Every minute, there are about 3 phishing sites. We detect that. So you can tell the data scale is how big. This happens every minute in our platform. We learn from that and apply those lessons and the protections to G Suite platform. That's what you will get from our collaboration tool. That's why we can achieve 99.9% accuracy in the secured mail. We can spot that, protect you from being attacked, not just from incoming mail, also for outgoing as well. How? Let's go even deeper. How do we do that? So let's start from the beginning. First of all, Gmail supports DMARC. So Sender Profile Framework, SPF. If you can enable SPF, you can enable domain key to encryption. What does that mean? That means we will validate. If you say you send this mail comes from google.com, I want to make sure this mail really comes from google.com. How do we do that? We use SPF and the DKIM, domain key. So you can, if you support, I would suggest you should enable this one in your site as well. And even before reaching your inbox, we also do pre-scan. We will scan the virus, make sure nothing inside that is bad, including the attachment. So when you see your inbox, when you click on that, we will do the scan again. Make sure your file is safe to open. And if we find the link inside, maybe come from phishing sites, we will give you warning. Make sure you don't click on that. And those steps all try to help you prevent from that happening. And when you really want to open the attachment, you even can choose to preview that first. Don't download it. Just in the cloud, you can preview that. We will show you the preview screen, including Word, PowerPoint, many different formats. You can preview that. So before you download it, make sure that's the file you want. Then If you want to click the link, just like I say, if it's not the right link, we'll show you the warnings. And the reply is also the one thing. We even protect you from leaking your data. If this email should not send out of your company domain, for example, all these mail should be internal. You should not send out of your domain email account. Then we also will protect you from that. The last one, you can also enable the two-step verification. You can use the extra key to protect your account, G Suite account. Not just your user ID and the password. You also can use the token to protect them. I think there are many different kind of security features there. All help you to protect your mail in the Google, on this platform. This is one example I just talked about, out of a domain warning. So when you send out the email, you put the receiver email includes out of a domain email account address. We will show you the warning. Send as Drive. If you use Drive to store your file, share with others, you can also do that. Make sure those files don't let the people who should not see get it. Second part, that we'll talk about the prevention, prevent that from happening. So how do we do that intelligently? I think next one I'm going to show you. How can we do that? I think there's one very good tool for you to use. We call that Security Center. Security Center. So inside the G Suite, you can, inside the security function, you have a centralized console to look at that from 3 different ways. Help you to prevent, detect, and remediate the problem. How do we do that? First one, security health. What can they do that? Because we have so many customers, we know the best practice. What's the best practice to apply the security? So we come up with a security health checkboard. So you can see for each security features, should you enable those features? We will show that, and then recommend you should enable that. And later on, I'm going to show a demo, show you how to do that. And second one, also give you a near real-time dashboard, so you can detect what's happening inside my G Suite tool platform. So last one is, if you find anything suspicious or maybe wrong, you can use the investigation tool to spot those behavior. It's done to very detailed. Later on, you will see. So take security health as an example. Inside the Gmail, should you allow your employee to do the auto forwarding? I don't know if you do that or not. I don't do that. If I'm the company owner, I probably don't like it. So some people like to set up the company email. And every time when I receive an email, I will automatically forward to my personal email. Then I probably can use my own phone to take a look. So in some companies, they don't like it. They want to restrict their employee to do that. So in Gmail, that's very easy. You just turn on that. Doesn't allow that. Then your Gmail account won't be able to do that. And two-step verification, we just talked about. Drive out of domain sharing, that's another example. And later, I'm also going to spend some time to talk about device management. I think there are a lot of people who don't know we have this kind of a feature inside. So MDM, basically it's an MDM, help you to manage your mobile devices. Make sure all the certified, approved device that can access your G Suite environment. So you don't need to spend money to buy additional software or license to help you to do the MDM. And security dashboard, that's another file, another example. File exposure, what does that mean? In the dashboard, you can see how many files are shared. Also, you will know which file is shared, even internally or externally. It's pretty detailed. So every time I talk to my customer, in the cloud, everything you do are logged. So don't do the things you don't want people to know. So that is pretty key there. And next one, investigation tool. I think auditing and compliance very like these features. They can help you capture all the activities, including mail, including Drive, even the chat, Hangout chat. If you use Hangout chat, you turn on the history to capture those records. Later on, you can search on them. You can find every check you do over there. I think all this just try to help you to meet your compliance, meet your auditing needs. That's what G Suite try to achieve. So next one, I'm going to show you a quick demo about the security center. So you probably will know more about what I say. So this is the G Suite Admin Console. So if you go to the security here, probably you can see here. Here is called security health. So we will suggest you what's the good feature or what's the security practice you should apply. For example, drive sharing settings. Do you want to turn on share your file outside your domain? Actually, you can enable that. So all your file can only be shared inside your domain. So we will spot those best practices and make sure you know how to do that. For the green check mark, that means that you have already enabled. Another example is like a Gmail. We talk about automatic email forwarding. Currently I didn't turn it on. I allowed it to do that. So if you think you should enable this one, just click on that and then follow the step. Very easy for you to enable those security best practices. This is one part. Help you to prevent that from happening. This is a security dashboard. So in dashboard, you can see how many files I shares in these days. You can adjust the daytime. And then how many messages delivered, how many spam email you receive, how many user reported spam emails. All this dashboard, you can see that very easily just from one console. If you want to deep dive on that, we also show you the report. So if you go inside, for example, this is a file sharing. Go inside, you even can see which file has been shared. So you have all the history and which domain you shared. So as a security admin, you probably very easy for you to get the big picture of what's happening inside my platform. You can also explore the data to the data sheet. And later on, you can do a further analysis or maybe for compliance purpose. You can do that. Phishing email the same. You can just find out, search on that, which email is categorized as a phishing email. So you can find it quickly and do some action against that. I think the last one is about the investigation tool. It's pretty detailed. You can search on device, you can search on Drive, Gmail, and even the user, what's happening there. For example, this is Drive. See, you can see every single file if anyone touched it, even edit it, or maybe add it to certain folders, or even open that to view that, and who did that, this all captured. That's why I say the auditing and the compliance team very like this one. Show you, very easy for you to detect all the activities happening on your platform. I think this security, all these security features just try to protect you. This is the security center. Very easy to use. It's cloud-based. I think another features we call data loss prevention. This is also a very key features, also with machine learning behind. We call data DLP. What does that mean? For example, if you share any files, how do I know if this file has personal information? For example, like a PII information inside. If it's inside, maybe in our security policy, we should not share this file outside. So these DLP features, you can turn it on for your Gmail, also for your Drive. So everything you store in the Drive, you can run the DLP, set up the DLP policy. For example, you should not share the residential ID to external. I mean, for Korean, your ID have a residential number. You probably don't want to share that outside. That's a customer confidential information. You should not share with other outside. For example, like that, you can detect that in Gmail, also inside your file. Also in Gmail, you can turn on OCR feature for that. What does that mean? That means when you, for example, you have a Korean ID, I use my phone, take a picture, and then attach to my email. I want to send it outside. Then that has residential number, right? I should not allow that. I should not allow that to send it outside. So if you turn on OCR, so not just the file, even image, DLP can scan that and find it for you. So make sure even the image contains the PII information that would not go out. I think this feature is pretty powerful. How could we do that? Actually, very easy. All do that by yourself on the console. You just need to enable that. First step, you set up the scope. What does that mean? It's just like an LDAP structures. Which organization or which team you should apply this to that? For example, maybe HR organization, HR team, they have a very strict rules around that. So you will set out the policy only apply to HR organization. You can do that. Then you specify what DLP policy you want to detect. I think inside the G Suite, we predefined many policy already. If that meets your goal, you can just take that. For example, in global, like a credit card number, in US, social security number, and etc. Those all included. But for example, like a Korean or maybe Taiwan, we don't have a certain policy to protect that. Then you can set up custom rules or custom patterns, try to detect them. I think that's all you can do in G Suite. And last one, you just specify that in Gmail or maybe Drive to protect them. And you also can define the actions. For example, Gmail, you can just reject. If you detect DLP data inside, reject the email. Don't let it go out. Or you can let the email send it to your administrator email account first. If admin, take a look. If that's good, then let it go. Otherwise, still keep that inside. Send as a file. File sharing, the same thing. So this is a very simple example here. Very easy for you to enable the DLP in your G Suite platform. Next one, I'm going to talk about compliance. G Suite, just like a GCP, Google Cloud Platform, we meet most of industry standards, from ISO 27001 to PI-related 17, 18. I think they are all compliant. I think the latest commitment is about GDPR. We also meet that. So this all help you feel even more confidence about our platform. We follow the all industry standards, compliance standards. Actually, this is a funny one. A lot of people ask me this, because a lot of people, they use Gmail, use G Suite similar tool for personally. For example, Gmail I use personally as well. So they will ask, what's the difference between G Suite and the personal Gmail? I think this is our commitment to enterprise. First of all, no ads. G Suite is target for enterprise usage. So no ads ever. Second one is, you own the data. Google doesn't own that, and Google won't take that and won't see that, and will not use that for any training purpose. For example, machine learning. We're not, because G Suite is target for enterprise usage. All data is yours. And next one is, we also provide you the service level agreement. We call SLA. Make sure that we meet SLA. SLA, what does that mean? That's a legal bond. If we don't meet that, we have to do something for you. So that's our commitment to enterprise. And the last one is just like a UC. Everything, you just use the console. Use the web console. If you have the privilege, user permission, you can just configure by yourself. You don't have to contact us, all on your hands, all in your control. If one day you decide, I don't want that anymore, you can just delete the content inside the G Suite and leave that. No contract sign here. This is another very good tool people like to use. We call Vault for compliance. What does that mean? That means it's a tool help you to manage and retain all the data you have inside the G Suite platform. For example, archiving. You need to archive all your data, email, drive, or everything inside that. Because I know all the companies, people, employees, new people come, some people left. That happened all the time. But somehow you still want to keep all the history of the previous employee. So from the employee. So you can use the archiving to do that. Or you can, if you need, what's the difference between archiving and retention? Retention means you can set a timeline there. Let's say all these archiving data, I only want to keep them for 6 years, or maybe 3 years. So after 3 years, 6 years, we will automatically remove them from your history. I know some compliance require that. So they're very easy for you to do that. Just configure that, set a timeline, and they will remove that for you. And last one, the Ediscovery. They're just like the investigation tool I just showed. You just use a search screen. You can down to each person what he has done or she has done inside the G Suite platform. That's all you can do through the Vault. Last part, I'm going to talk about the simple. What does simple mean? Because we believe everything is managed in the cloud, so it's very easy for you from the central to manage the whole environment, also detect the environment. So inside the G Suite, you can see the management console. So everything you can set up just one in the console. Another one is many people curious about it. Where do we store the data? I think in the data region, currently in G Suite, you have 3 choices. One, you can specify I want all my G Suite data in US, or maybe all in Europe, or I don't care, just store that globally. So currently, these are three options you can choose. And when you decide to move that, for example, I use globally right now. I decide I want to move everything to US, all this data to US. When you trigger that, on the console, we also will show you the migration status. How much data have been moved? Is it 90% or 100%? So you can easily look at that from the console. So you can move your data around. For compliance purpose, you can use this one. Next one, let's talk about mobile device management. We call MDM. MDM. This is a very hidden features people probably not aware about. There are two versions of MDM features here. One is basic, another one is advanced. The key difference between those is, for the basic one, it's agentless. That means you don't need to install anything on your phone, or maybe your pad. You don't need to do anything around that. But every time if you use this device to log into G Suite, for example, I access my Gmail, work Gmail, or maybe access my work drive, enterprise drive, work-related drive. The console MDM feature will detect that and log that. So administrator can see that. Even I can reject that or approve that devices for the access. No agents installed. If I find out this device should not access our drive or our environment, MDM allow you to remotely wipe out all the account data from the phone. You can do that. You don't need to install any agent. You don't need to install any agent. We can do that. If you want even more secure way to protect your mobile devices, you can choose to use advanced features. For this one, you have to install the security profile in Google profile security policy on your devices. This is even more powerful. Not just wipe out the account. Actually, I can wipe out the whole content from your phone, restore that back to the original state. So basically, if the phone or the mobile device is owned by the company, they probably will choose the second option, so the advanced feature one. So they have a total control on that. Even they can control the camera on your phone or screenshot. Doesn't allow you to do the screenshot on your phone. This is all protected inside the MDM features. So if you are curious about the MDM features, take a look, give it a try. I think you will like it. Because when I tested, I really surprised how much features we offer and the people are not aware. Next one, I'm going to show you MDM. So this is a Mdm Console. So when you look at the MDM, I use my phone and my laptop to access my G Suite enterprise environment. So here I can see I have one devices and I have one desktop. By the way, MDM not only support mobile devices, So iOS, Android, we support that. But also your desktop, the Mac, or maybe your Windows environment, we also support that. So here you can see, if you go inside the mobile devices, if you go inside, you will see this is my phone. I access that. When do I sync the data? Last sync. This one is agentless. I didn't install anything on my phone. I just try to access my Gmail from my phone. Then they will detect that. If you think that's not a good one, I just did an account wipe. So all the data just removed from my phone. It's very easy for you to do that. So every time when you have a new devices access your environment, this will keep showing up. This will keep showing up. And next one is for the desktop. If you want to enable the desktop with the MDM features, you will need to install the extensions or maybe the local helper, native helper in your OS environment. This one will require you to do that. But if you do that, then we can detect your machines. And we can also do the same thing there. I can wipe out all the data or take some control over there. So you can see, very easy for you to do here. All the settings, iOS, do we allow that to use camera or not? Company own inventory, allow you to batch load your approval devices into the MDM, or you can set up the device approval process there. Make sure you are only the approved devices that can access your G Suite environment. This all can be done by these features. Oh, 30 minutes left. Okay. I think this is an MDM. And next one we're going to talk about. So far I have shown you a lot of security features and what we have done behind the scene. The next one, if you want to take even more advanced security, you probably would suggest you turn on the two-step verification. Actually, inside Google, we all use two-step verification. Everyone has a token. Just look like this. Look like this. Many people already know that. This token is a little bit different from the typical, the old generation ones. Old one I enter my password, put my token, then pass. But this one will require you to physically touch that. So I enter my password, I also need to physically touch the token. Otherwise, it won't pass. What's the benefit from that? If your desktop hijacked by someone remotely, they cannot log in as either. Why? Because they cannot touch them. They cannot touch the token. They have to something physically touch the token. Otherwise, they won't work. So this is another layer of security you can apply in your enterprise environment. So we try to bring everything together. So now you know we not just the GCP, we also have a G Suite. So you can use cloud environment to optimize, build your next generation of cloud-native architecture. Make sure you also use our collaboration tool, help your team to co-work together even freely. Last one, try to summarize. So if you forget everything I say in the past half hour, that's okay, but make sure you remember the last one here. So what you can do here, first thing, default on MDM features, mobile management, mobile device management. If you use G Suite, that's included. Make sure you use that. Second one, phishing. We apply a lot of machine learning security behind. Help you to prevent it happening, detect, or even take a remediation. So make sure you use the security health to help you to checklist. Make sure you follow all the best practice, apply that to your corporate environment. And third one is security key, two-step verification. Then use the security center, help you to manage that. Don't forget about data loss prevention, DLP. Prevent your personal data from leaking. Last one, Vault, compliance and auditing. Capture everything. Then you can come back to verify and or investigate what's happening on your platform. It's down to very detail. Even the email, who sent the email, when, who received that, you all can see that. That's all in the vault. I think this is my last page. So I put that here just because even the government, City of Boston, they trust the G Suite, especially for reliability and security. I believe in enterprise should be no problem. Because if all the government trust that, then for the enterprise should be okay. Okay. I think that's all I have for today. So it's about the time. So I'm going to, I know we will have a Q&A sections. So later on, I will stay outside for a few minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to stop by. Hopefully we can have some useful conversation there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.